In the fall of 2001, at the Frankfurt Motor Show, Citroen introduced a completely new generation of cars called the C3, which replaced the Saxo family. The peculiarity of the model, a large height, 1,520 millimeters, with a moderate length, 3,850 millimeters, made it possible to make a hard landing and free up a lot of space at the level of the knees. In 2004, the company introduced a charged version of the C3 VTR, an outdoor version of the C3 XTR with increased ground clearance, and perhaps the most amazing model, C3 Plurial, a hatchback, pickup, and convertible at the same time. The second generation C3 went on sale in 2009, along with the C3 Picasso microvan built on the same platform. The 5-door front-wheel drive B-Class hatchback with a bright and, one might say, revolutionary personality for its time, came in handy at the beginning of the rapid flourishing of Russian capitalism. From a gender standpoint, the machine was clearly seen. The newly minted office employees were happy to acquire a bright, not too expensive and purely urban creation of French designers. The first-generation Citroen C3 is really pretty, and its futuristic dashboard had a corrupting effect on immature minds. Resistance was useless. The restyling of 2005 consolidated the success, although the cartoonish and previously somewhere comical instrument panel of the first years did not look like that anymore. By the way, with this panel, as a rule, the first troubles with the hatchback began. A lot of them, panels, were changed under warranty. Like the outside, there's a lot to look at inside the C3. However, it is better not to go into details. Plastic interior trim quality is not impressive. Plastic is creaky, and over time even very creaky. But among the strengths of the C3 are comfort and ease of control. The weightless steering wheel is ideal for city maneuvers. Another thing is that on fast-track trajectories and with sharp overtaking, the steering accuracy would be better. Official dealers prudently did not import diesel engines to Russia. And they did the right thing, because although they are super economical, they are extremely capricious about the quality of fuel. We sold gasoline atmospheric engines with a volume of 1.1 liters, 1.4 liters, and 1.6 liters. We do not recommend the first 60-strong option. It is rather weak even for a small C3. And 1.4, 74 and 88 horsepower, and 1.6 liter, 109 horsepower, units can be taken. As a rule, there are no special problems with them up to 150,000 to 200,000 kilometers of run, provided that the timing belt is replaced at least every 80,000 kilometers and the oil is changed regularly. Their common drawback is increased noise during cold start. As it warms up, however, the noise goes away. The drive belt roller can also make you remember yourself. When dirt gets on the working surface of the belt, it starts whistling something French. It is better not to drive candles over 20,000 kilometers, since our fuel, with its quality, can not only quickly deal with candles, but even wedged valves in the guides, which more than once led to expensive repairs on C3. Of the 3 possible transmissions, only the robotic one should be feared. And the point here is not even in its mediocre reliability. Just riding this robot is a dubious pleasure. Pauses, twitching. Agree, waiting for the electronics to turn on the clutch in the process of overtaking on the track is still a pleasure. About the 5-speed, mechanics, and 4-speed automatic, bad words, you will not wait. Their resource is quite serious. They walk 200,000 kilometers and sometimes even more without any problems. Corrosion problems with C3 production from the very beginning of the 2000s began quite early. Later, the situation improved markedly. First of all, red spiders settle on the lower edges of the side doors, the edge of the hood and the 5th door. We have already mentioned the creaking, not very high-quality plastic trim. Still no electrical problem. It is believed that the negative features of multiplex wiring are the main argument against buying C3. Every now and then burning light bulbs, failures of the generator, power windows, processor, and central locking actuators. Anything can happen to electricity, but troubleshooting usually does not require serious resources. A similar situation has developed with the suspension parts. You can't call her indestructible, but in general she doesn't cause very many problems. Terms of replacements within the framework of standard runs. Most often, attention is drawn to the stabilizer struts every 30,000 kilometers, steering rods and brake discs every 40,000 to 50,000 kilometers. However, the C3's attraction is that most of its faults are fixed quickly and cheaply. Serious problems are rare, which is why maintaining a car can be considered somewhat troublesome. but not particularly expensive. MOT does not put forward special requirements, and spare parts and consumables are readily available. In addition, no one forbids the use of inexpensive substitutes for original parts. Electrician. Electric C3 is extremely capricious. Thanks for this probably follows the multiplex wiring. Every now and then malfunctions in the air conditioning system, central locking, electric power steering and engine temperature sensor. In most cases, flashing saves, installing new software, which is best handled by authorized service centers. Transmission. Automatic easily goes up to 200,000 kilometers, which was achieved thanks to the individual settings of the computer. The automatic transmission cooling system uses a heat exchanger, so the transmission is overloaded at high ambient temperatures. Under such conditions, the hydraulic unit may fail. Accelerated oil pollution is caused by the early activation of the GDT clutch blocking mode, and friction clutches also suffer. Engine. In order not to put the valves in the guides, as a preventive measure, it is recommended to flush the injection system once at least for 50,000 kilometers. If the 1.6 engine is more prone to making noise, then the 1.4-liter engine is occasionally naughty due to a failing electric throttle. However, compared to turbo diesels, all this is nothing. They now and then give up nozzles, injection pumps, or a 2-mass flywheel. Suspension. The simple suspension design handles our roads well. However, there is no special softness in it. The suspension is comparatively dense, but not so much as to significantly affect the smoothness of the ride. The market has a fairly large selection of inexpensive spare parts. Silent blocks of levers and stabilizer struts of medium endurance. Owners of older specimens often complain about play in the steering. On cars manufactured in 2002 to 2003, defective steering racks were installed, which were replaced with improved ones under warranty. The probability of recurrence is negligible, but you should not ignore the diagnosis of Reiki when buying.